Hello everyone, welcome to the 101% podcast where we talk about mindset, motivation, discipline, how to always push yourself, how to become a beast and how to defeat struggle. This podcast will help you to get a better life, that's 101% for sure. I'm your host Joakim and together with me is the co-host and my sister Annika. Welcome to this podcast. In this episode we will talk about be yourself. Please subscribe to this show on YouTube, Spotify or Apple Podcasts and share it with a friend. Let's get started.
Today, we want you to begin this episode with reflecting inwards in yourself. Who are you? What values are important to you? And what ambitions do you have in life? Are you on track to achieve them? Or is there something that you need to change?
Do you dare to be yourself? Or are you just someone who goes around and do what everyone else wants you to do?
That is a legendary question.
Good luck with this one.
Yes. I think this is spot on because we only have one life. And it's not about finding yourself to go around and look everywhere, but it is about creating yourself. Who are you? What do you want to achieve? What are you going to do to make yourself happy? And then you have to not care about what everyone thinks of you. What does everyone want you to do and wear and look like and say and all of these things? Why does it matter? You only have one life and you don't know how long that life is going to be. So why are you dependent on everyone else's opinion? And why are insecurities making so much trouble for us? It steals a lot of happiness.
If it is something you have thought about for a long time, just do it. Just start. Be brave. Do it for yourself and just start this project or go visit the people you think about long time or maybe many other things you would like to do. Just do it. Because as Annika said, you only have one life and every day the times decrease. So just start. Do it.
Definitely. And I think that we need to be able to think in another perspective. If you were 100 years old, would it matter some of the struggles that you have today? Maybe when I think about this, if there's something I'm really scared to do, because I don't want to disappoint anyone, or what are they going to think, or how are they going to feel, then I think in myself as an old lady, 100 years old, and me 100 years old looking back, then I think to myself, that didn't really matter. I did that for myself. I did that because I felt joy. I felt happy. So I think sometimes it can help to think in a different perspective like that. Then you eliminate a lot of things that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because when you're lying on the deathbed when you're old, so many things you will regret you didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to do it.
Definitely. How do you feel your life is right now? What is important for you to be yourself?
To live my own core values and keep doing what I'm doing now. Work for myself, build up this business together with you, and keep try to become a better father. That's the most important for me now, and to create the life I dream about for so long time. What about you, Annika?
I think the same. To be happy, to create the life that I want to live, and to be proud of myself is very important. So now, when I'm going to make decisions, I ask myself, who is this decision gaining? Is it gaining me or is it gaining everyone else? I used to be such a people's pleaser. I would always think more about others than myself. And as we've talked about earlier, it created a lot of migraines and a lot of headaches and body aches and fatigues. And I've had a lot of issues and troubles throughout my life because of this. So that's something that I'm focusing a lot about now. I'm still struggling with it, but cutting out these kind of things has made me a lot happier, a lot better in my body and in my mind. And that has become really important because that's when I am myself. That's when I can focus about the things that are important to me. And then I have a lot more to give to the people around me. So it has been extremely important for me to eliminate these toxic environments or people or my toxic thoughts that has made it difficult for me for many years.
Yeah, that's great, because it's your life. And
Mhm.
as long as you are a good person and show respect to other people's and don't steal their stuff, don't take their things, you can actually do what you want.
Yeah, definitely. You don't owe anyone anything. You have your life, and it is extremely important to be kind. You know nothing about what the battles everyone else are facing, so be kind, be helpful, be friendly, and do your thing. Don't go around and think about what everyone is gonna have an opinion about you. Just live your life, and then people will fall off, or people will follow, or people will make their decisions, but you make yours, and then things will be as they are supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Oh. And I read a quote that said that if something costs you peace, it is too expensive. And I like that one because a lot of times I can have this Super Mario song where I consider everything and view it from all kinds of perspective, and I can stay awake for many nights in a row, and I think about everything, but then it steals a lot of peace, it gives me a lot of headache, and then it is very troubling. So I have found that it's easier to do what is the right thing for me and then go along with my life, and people will understand or they won't, but that's how it's gonna be.
Yes, you're still gonna do it
Yeah.
because you have desire you.
Yes.
Stubborn as hell.
Yes. Sometimes stubbornness can be a bad thing. You can be too stubborn for your own good, but also stubbornness is a very important thing, because if you are the opposite of being stubborn is being indecisive, and that creates a lot of Super Mario. And I also think that life is about mindset. Shifting your mindset to always staying positive is going to be very helpful. I don't use the word sacrifice anymore, but I use the word prioritize, because I don't feel like I make any sacrifices in my life. I feel that I make prioritizations. Sometimes I prioritize this instead of something else, but that's because that is most beneficial and that is what's gonna give the rewards. And shifting these kind of things will create a more positive vibe in your mind, that you don't always go around and feel like, oh, I sacrificed this and this is heavy, I have to do this. And so, what kind of signals do you send to yourself to create the pattern in life that you want to?
Because it's not something you sacrifice, you just choose to do it, and then it's much better.
Yeah,
It's not so many things in your life you get pushed to do. You choose it.
that is very true. And you have created yourself, you have found your path in life, and you are obsessed with the things that is important for you. How has that been helpful for your joy?
It's actually make me much more happy
Mhm.
because I actually do what I really would like to do.
Yeah,
So never have been so happy as I am now with the work I am doing,
yeah.
because that's the most funniest and interesting work I ever have worked with in my life, is the podcast business together with you now. It's so funny, it's so interesting, so many things to learn, and it gives me so much. It gives me much more than it take. Even if I usually work 12 hours days, 7 days a week,
Mhm.
84 hours every week, but I enjoy it.
Mhm.
So it's not draining me.
Mhm. And that is awesome, because then your mindset is that I get to work today. I get to work 10 hours, 15 hours in a job that I love. I get to wake up to this. And then you already have this positive mindset, and then you are rewarded so much from it.
Absolutely. I can do what I want the rest of the day, but I'm gonna work until I sleep because I like it. I enjoy it. And I also would like this business gonna be very good and successful. So I have to put in the hours. And what else if I don't do it? What I gonna do? Sit eat candy and look Netflix until I sleep? What a waste of time.
Mhm.
It not take me anywhere if I eat candy and look Netflix until I sleep. So I just want to do something good for my life so it can make me and my daughters travel a lot around the world and we can live in Thailand in the future. So then I have to go down and work. And what do you think, Annika, when you work so much about your MMA career and a lot of other things you not can do in your life as a lot of your friends? But what do you think about it?
I think that I'm very grateful that my friends understand and that they keep inviting me to things, even if many times I cannot show up. and they have been very understanding. I really appreciate that, because for me, I have told them many times that I prioritize training so many hours a week, but in according to values, I prioritize them more than anything. So if they were to call me with a crisis or with a need, I would drop everything I have in my hands and show up for them. But before the week starts and I'm going to plan it and schedule the sessions in, then I schedule everything and then I schedule them at a different point of day. So that is also a solution to this. You need to plan everything that is important for you. But again, I don't feel like I sacrifice so much, because sometimes I wasn't able to go in this big celebration. And of course, if I had time, I would show up. But what I had time to was to prepare for my fight. I was in fight camp and there was many important things going on. So I don't feel like it's a sacrifice, like I lose something, but I prioritize what's most important for me. And then I'll prioritize those people in another celebration, or I'll invite them to me after the fight, or you'll find solutions like that.
Yeah, because you can do both, just on
Mhm.
different times.
Yeah, definitely. And you have been very strict with your time prioritization for a long time. I can't remember the last time you showed up to something that you don't want to be in. For a very long time, you've been very strict with only spending time with what's important for you.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I not waste a second on things I not want to do, because it's my life. And every time I choose to do something I not want to do, I choose away something I want to do. The people you love and care about is the most important thing in the world. But after that, your time is the most important.
Mhm.
And you have to take so good care of time, because every day is just decreasing. So that's right, as Annika said, I almost never do something I not want to do.
Yeah.
Because it's my life. I am the boss.
That is so true. And I think it's important to think like that, because we cannot take life for granted. We are here on borrowed time and we are so lucky to be here and have this chance. And I remember a good friend of mine, Ale, he's from Egypt and was a teammate back at AKA. We were running in the jungle in Phuket, and he told me he's a Muslim as well, and he has taught me a lot about Islam and life lessons. And he told me a quote that is like, you should live your life as if you would live forever. That meaning, like, how do you save money? How do you plan for your future? How do you take care of your relationships in the long run, in a long term thinking? But he also said that you should practice your faith as if you could die tomorrow, because you cannot take anything for granted. So you need to do your prayers, you need to do everything right, because you never know when your time is up and the judgment day will be close. And I think this is something that everyone can learn something from, because you never know. So you should live as if you would die tomorrow. Then you have to prioritize what's important for you, but also think about things in the long run. How do you create your future? How will your life be in 1 year from now or 10 years from now? Because every decision you make affects both of these perspectives.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Even all the small ones. Because when you choose to not do something, you choose away something you want to do.
Yeah,
So that's so important to think about.
exactly. And what you are not changing, you are choosing. So if you every day wake up and do the same things, that is a choice. And there are many options to make changes in your life. It's not easy, but there are many options to change and many helpful tools to make changes as well.
Absolutely. One of the best tools I know about is to listen to this podcast. I have so many good tools here.
Yeah, we share everything we can come up with, everything that has been helpful to us. And as we have been talking about earlier when we told our stories, there has been a lot of challenges. There has been deep and dark and tough challenges that we have overcome. And that's why we want to be open about it, because we hope that it can be helpful for someone else.
We have definitely take the hard road, a very hard road, but learn a lot, yeah, and hope we can help people to get their life better,
Mhm.
and also avoid a lot of things we have done
Mhm.
wrong.
Definitely. And we are not perfect. We're working every single day to become better. We want to become better every single day. We want to produce better episodes for you every single time. And we have also been talking about our legacy. How do you want to be remembered? How do you want people to talk about you after you're gone, Joachim?
That's a great questions. most important thing, I have to say I was a very good father for my daughter. That's the most important.
Yeah.
And after that, I was a very good friend, good brother, good human being, good son, and that's also very important. And after that, I was a very hardworking, driven man who gave it 101% every day
Yeah.
and worked very hard and build up a very good business together with you. Also have a lot of other businesses, live a very successful and extraordinary life, create a magic and amazing life for my daughter, travel a lot all around the world, and live in many different countries and get the most out of the life.
Yeah.
I would like so many exciting people around the world.
Yeah.
So that's the way I would like to be remembered. What about you, Annika?
I think is so fascinating about what you say is that everything you want your legacy to be is the same reminders you have down at your office in those post-it stickers, reminding yourself every day that this is what you want to achieve, this is important for you. And every time we talk about your New Year resolutions or things like this is your prioritations.
Yeah, I have those goals for at least 12 years.
Yeah. And that is extremely fascinating because there is no gap between what you're saying you want your legacy to be and what you're actually doing. Because we all know that Joakim is extremely hardworking. He works all the time. He's so obsessed. But when I called you and I was like, hey, me and my husband is coming. We're going to be here now at this time. Then you drop what you have in your hands and you come into town and you have dinner with us and you meet us as soon as we come to town. And that is so nice because you work so hard, you hustle so well all the time. So you can drop everything you have in your hands and come meet us. And you do the same for your daughter, your brother, your sister, your parents. And that is so good because what you prioritize in your life is exactly these things. You prioritize time with us more than anything. So you are building your legacy extremely well.
And thank you for that. So happy to hear that. I will still continuing to do that because that's the most important thing. That's so great because I know my core values and what is most important and what is not so important for me. So, and it's more easy to do it, yeah, because I know it. So that's one thing I can recommend people to write down, yeah, what's most important for you, and write it down, and you have a list. And then it became more easy for people to do it. And what is the most important things for you in your life, Annika?
It is extremely similar to what you're saying. It is being the best version of myself and being remembered as the best version of myself in accordance to being the best daughter I could be, wife, sister, friend, aunt, and have these roles and fill all of these roles that I am responsible of. So when I go back to work, I want to be the best social worker I can be, because if I'm not going to be the best I can for them, what is the point? Like, I don't want to disappoint anyone. But what I've learned lately is that comes with some costs, you know? I have to just decide who am I and just be the best version of myself. And not everyone is going to be happy about it. I sent you a video this morning about Albert Einstein. And he's a smart guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's almost as smart as us.
Almost.
Almost.
So he was holding a lecture in front of a school class, writing something on the board. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 2. And he was filling out the answers. And then he came to 9 times 10 is 91. And the entire class laughed. And he said, look at this. I've been writing 9 equations here for you. And everyone's been right. And you haven't said anything. But as soon as I make a mistake, you all have a reaction, making a fool out of me. And that was a very good quote because I think that is something that I have thought a lot about lately. How people respond to you, who are sharing for you when you're doing the right thing, or who are not sharing for you, or who are having reactions. So there's been a lot of lessons lately too that I've been thinking about. What makes you happy? What is weighing heavy on your shoulders? And if there are some things or troubles that are difficult, it is important to solve them because I don't want any issues. But sometimes people want you to not change, or people want you to change, or people want you in this certain way. And when that doesn't go right with you, then it's not right to do that. So for me, it's become very important to do what is right for me and be kind to everyone be the best version of myself to everyone that is important for me and everyone that's around me. And sometimes people won't be happy about it. And sometimes that's how it's going to be.
If you would like to support this podcast with a small donation so we can keep growing this show and make this podcast better for you guys, we have some donation link on our homepage, the 101percentpodcast.com. The percent sign you have to write with letters. You can donate with PayPal, debit and credit card. We also have Vips for the Norwegian, Swedish, Denmark and Finland. And we also take crypto donation. We appreciate all donation. Thank you so much for supporting this podcast. Be yourself and be proud of who you are.
Yeah.
Always try to become better. As Annika say, not have to not focus so much if people do wrong about that. For example, I see some very great communicator stay on a podcast and they sit talk for 3 hours. Great interviews. And then you have some haters who see that movie. They spend 3 hours on their life to look after something wrong, and maybe they find one thing was wrong and they put out this one and put so much hate about one little thing he missed or did say wrong or something.
Yeah.
And why use so much time and energy on that? Why not use the time to try to improve yourself and become better on things?
Yeah.
So I don't understand why someone would like to spend so much time to try to find the mistakes to the people.
Yeah.
Better to share for them, take what's good and find other people who can inspire you.
Yeah.
Not focus on the bad thing and focus on the good thing. And I never understand if someone do something not so good performance and people actually sit and laugh about them. Then you have not many exciting thing in your life to talk about if you're only gonna sit to laugh about other people and never tell any story short by yourself. Then you should go out and try to make your life more funny. So you not need to sit and laugh about other people.
Yeah, definitely. That is spot on. And I think that many people go around carrying a lot of trash in a way, like negativity, bitterness, maybe even hatred, bad things like this. And then they just have to empty their trash on something. And oftentimes we see this in the comment section on Facebook or things. And it is very fascinating. Like, why even bother? Why watch something for 3 hours to look for something and then empty your trash that doesn't even have anything to do with that episode or that show or whatever it is? So what you say is that the solution is to work on yourself. You need to have a good relationship to yourself. And then you won't be bitter. You have to make your life the way you want it to be. And then you will be happy. And then you will also share for other people.
Absolutely. I always share for others and wish the best for others. And I know you also do that, Annika.
Yeah.
And if you are that person who will hope the best for others, very good.
Yeah.
And if you are not, if you are bitter and not hope the best for someone else, try to start to share and say a thing out. Oh, I hope it will do well. I hope it will do great about this one. And try to do it more and more and put in the reps and start to enjoy it. You will be a much more positive person. And in the future, you will actually share for other people.
Yeah, definitely. And something that really scares me is jealousy and evil eye and these kind of things, because it comes from a really bad place. It comes from a very scary place that I don't want anything to do with, because it is extremely important to be happy for others, to share for others. And that's what we want with this podcast as well. We want to create this community where we share for others. And I'm so happy when people reach out to us and tell us about their goals or ambitions, or that we can share this. We can share for you and we can share these visions together, and that you listen to us. And we're so happy to share for you. We always want you to achieve everything you want in this life.
Absolutely. So happy when things we say or something really help someone and actually they take that and improve their life. So that's what all this is about. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons we make this podcast.
Yeah.
To improve and would like to get you a better life.
Definitely.
So we're so happy to hear that when people get a lot of value of this podcast.
Yeah. That is so joyful for us to hear. And that's all we want. We want to spread this positivity. We have felt a lot more positive doing this for ourselves and for each other and for you. So it has been many benefits from this journey. And we're so happy that you are a part of it.
And I very hope you guys liked our podcast and will still keep listening, hear it, and come back. We very appreciate that. And if you not like it, I will encourage you to find someone else, because it's so important. You just have to find someone and listen to, so can motivate you and learn new things. So that's very important. Soon it's gonna be a new year. Very excited for that. It's always good to start a new year. You feel you get a new start. But I always try to train, and I will encourage you guys and girls to if you something you think about you would like to do in the new year, just start now. Start to training, start to do this, and start to do all of the things you start to do next year. Start now, and then you get 3 weeks more, and you already is in front of where you are if you start next year. So just start tomorrow. So new year, yeah, that's gonna be great, Annika.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I always had New Year's resolutions. But the last maybe 4 to 5 years, I haven't had a time during the end of December where I've put down my goals, but I'll do it throughout the year. So I have a list on my phone with my goals, very specific, and I write them as if I am this and this and this. So I have it very clear in my mind what my goals are. And then I change that note throughout the year as my goals change. But you have a process every year in the end of the year where you write very specific for the following year.
Yeah, I have done that for many years, and that's been great. You see your goal, specific what you're gonna work about, and you have to go back through the years, and good if you can go back every month and look at it, just to hold yourself accountable.
That is good. What do you want our listeners to think about when they write their New Year's resolution? And according to this episode, we encourage them to be themselves.
Absolutely. Write down the thing which is really important for you, and something you really would like to do. Maybe for a long time you haven't dared to do, or just things where you can really be yourself about.
I think that's very important. And think about your whys. Why do you want this? What do you want to achieve in life? How are you going to change things in your life to achieve it? And then eliminate the things that isn't helpful, and always focus about being happy. And as you were talking about in the last episode that we recorded about pain and pleasure, you need to be very aware of those two forces in your life.
Use them right.
Definitely.
So I just encourage you, everyone, to be yourself and do what you really would like to do inside you. Just do it, because you only have one life, and a blink on an eye, it can be over. Be brave, dare to be yourself. Keep going. So today's episode was recorded 9th December. If you like this episode, please share it and click the donation link at our webpage to help us grow this show. In the next episode, we will talk about come back to see you next time. See you next time. Until then, take care and give it your best. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram on this podcast account, the 101% podcast. If you like this episode, make sure to share this podcast episode with a friend and review the show on Apple Podcast. Thank you to all the audience for listening. We appreciate you all a lot. Hope that you will come back and listen to our next episode. Until next time, take care and give it your best.